Hello, YouTube, and what did he say? Fireplug here from the Urban Bunker. Uh, Yesterday was rather interesting. I actually had, after a retinal scan and a fingerprint identification, I received a package, and it actually was from Typing Paper. Several samples of tobacco and a training manual. Let's get this up here. And there we go. Training manual. And this was, of course, yesterday, and I actually got this right before getting my daughter from the school bus. So I walked back here, got inside, and she wanted to see what I got. And of course, she saw the various samples and she wanted to smell them. Kind of interesting sense of curiosity a 6-year-old has. In kind of a similar fashion, I actually made, well, not yesterday, but I fine-tuned them a little bit and get it unconnected to the wire, and there we go. Several, let's see here, pull tabs that I turned into fishing hooks. Majority of these came from various canned food, and I took it off I detached it from the can after removing the can so what was in it could be eaten. And then one, you just cut part of the tab and trim it, and it makes a pointed hook. And then there's the secondary hole you can put the fishing line on if you need to resort to fishing. And of course, she was curious about that also. But I actually have it connected to what I consider an EDC pouch. As you may have seen, Mo Piping, she had shown 2 of her pouches she got from the Next, and she's using them for her pipes and tobacco, which is good. Everybody has some type of everyday carry. Mine actually is different, and of course the light isn't really showing, but I have 2 trash bags, a couple of, actually it's about 3 or 4 zip ties, a pen, some paper, a little pen flashlight, and a folding knife, and a small and somewhat cheap multi-tool. It was something that I got for free at Harbor Freight when you made a purchase. And the pouch is actually extremely well made. Let me see, there it is. CLC. Wait, I can almost, there we go. Alright. CLC. And I got this on Amazon using a gift card. It was maybe $3 plus shipping, so I didn't have to pay anything. It can either go on a belt, and it does have a clip, and it does have a loop here that you can put something in. So I basically, if I leave where I am, this is one of the things that goes with me. Also, I had to leave today to get some food supplies, and I was able to scrunch together enough funds to get some small item things, and got 2 packages of lighters. Each one was $1, and you got 3 lighters. So I got those 2 because before I did that, I was actually lighting a alcohol swab and using that instead of a match, and I was using this fire starter that I got a long time ago from Walmart, and it actually is very useful. So that was basically practicing to possibly use in a hobo stove or what have you. So now I don't have to set things on fire. It can be done with the lighter, which is great help. I also was able to pick up a fresh roll of duct tape and some D batteries for a couple flashlights I have that needed it. And that was the extent of anything newly purchased. And of course, I was keeping an eye on it. I can't talk, sorry. I was keeping an eye out for the others, as I normally do. And there was a person that was shopping at Big Lots when I was an Oriental older man. I don't know exactly if he was Chinese, Korean, I don't know. It was some type of Asian. And he was saying, actually, he was making it a point to say he was buying things to give to a homeless person. And I obviously kept my business and didn't get involved with that. But I was thinking somewhere in my mind that although what is given to him will be helpful, he could more than likely survive better than the person buying the things for him. There is many people that categorize others in groups, whether they're not of any use. If something were to happen and everything goes sideways, they might think a person that has the greatest things, like the newest toys, electronics, and other things, that they would be less prepared. And no one really notices homeless people unless they are forced to notice. I myself am maybe half or a full step above being homeless. So I can see I can see things a little bit clearer than someone that is better off financially. And a lot of what I see when I go anywhere, the rare times I do go anywhere, I'm constantly keeping my eyes out, taking note mentally of what I'm passing, if it be a plastic bottle that does or doesn't have a lid, but it's completely intact, not crushed. If there is spare plastic bags, which regular shopping bags like this. You go to the store and you buy whatever you're gonna do. It used to be they would ask paper or plastic. Now everybody switches to this. Most people just throw them away. Though I tend to use those to make cordage. I have, as I mentioned previously, I have thick cordage that can withstand a lot more weight and tension, and thin cordage for different applications. I'm not going to show it now, but I do have a prototype of a possible uh, fishing pole using one of those hooks that I showed, some plastic made fishing line, and a piece of PVC pipe that I flattened. So there is that option if I needed to catch something. And I suppose if needed, I could use a branch as a pole and just put the string and hook on the branch and use that. But when it comes to the homeless people, they tend to know these things automatically. And many people, like for example, in New York City, um, the homeless walk around and do whatever unseen unless something involves police. And uh, there's the people in or around Seattle, Washington, and they have tent cities. And there's actually one I saw on YouTube, I believe it was Arizona, but it was, it was on the, not the border of Mexico, but it was a established uh, drug train. Like that was the path they would go. And it would go very close to this tent city. And they only dealt with the people, or actually the people that lived there only dealt with each other. And they looked out for each other, so there wasn't a problem when it came to not knowing someone. They knew everybody that was there, and anyone else was a possible threat. Um, Now, this is just a, I guess, tip of the iceberg for being ready. Many people in my area wouldn't know what to do if their power wasn't there. If they woke up in the morning and they weren't able to turn on the TV or have something cold in their fridge. Many people take things for granted, I suppose, would be the term. But I didn't really want this to be a long video. Basically just letting Typing Piper know that everything came through as he was curious, because before him, it took me a month to receive what another YTPC member had sent me. Some of that may have been the holidays, Christmas, New Year's, what have you, that made the mail run slower. But I hope everyone is safe and doing well. And I will keep my eyes out for the few and many live streams. If you see me there, um, I guess you know I'm still around. Keep your eyes on the horizon and watch your six.